Hi, all you beautiful Virgos. This is Mary Ellen. I am coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your July 2017 Soul Tarot reading. I want to welcome you, all the folks who are returning viewers. Welcome back. We've been on an amazing journey together, and I just want to thank you for your accompaniment. For those of you who don't know, I am a Virgo with Aries rising, and my own process has been deepening in a way that is very, very heart activating and touching, and I hope most of you, all of you, are having the same experience, and I want to thank you for walking with me on this journey. And for those of you that are new, this effort started in January of this year through an agreement that I made with Spirit. I am a clairvoyant person with a lot of those types of related gifts, and I made a commitment to step in a little deeper to help get some messages out into the collective, because we're in a year of great shift and change. And what I have been finding is that we are all on this sacred wheel. That's the message that comes through from Spirit this month. It's about the sacred wheel of shift and change. I always forget to say this, so forgive me, and then I'll jump in. I get a lot of messages and email, etc. I do offer personal readings if you would like one. My email address is in the description box below the video. Just send me an email and be patient. It may take me a couple days to get back to you. I definitely will. I get hundreds of emails now, and so between the emails and the personal readings and the channel preparation, etc., I'm a busy little bee. So don't be dismayed if a couple days goes by before you hear from me. So, Virgo, let's jump in. This is a very profound deepening of your journey. I'm going to scroll in on this. Spirit saying the impact, that's the word that's coming, the impact of this being in the center of your reading. Okay, and again, for those of you that are new, this card that lies over the top is the central message from Spirit. It gives the reading energy and light and divine source and information and theme that drives the reading forward and ties the reading together in all the different cards that come out. So this month we see the King of Art standing here, very strong. This is about someone who is very clear in their mystical vision, very ethical, very wise, very well developed at the heart chakra due to the spiral of their own life and engaging in that. This person is holding their personal power and has, like Raven, the mystical ability to see back and forth across the veil, if you will. This is very significant to have the King of Art here with you this month, with us, because last month you were standing over the top was the Sacred Mother, the shaper of growth, the harbinger of things to come, and underneath that, in the placement of your central core of your being, was the card of the initiate, being initiated into the realm of the sacred warrior and going through a sacred process, mystical, secret in some ways, deep internal process of shift and change in order to dedicate yourself to the sacred lore of Spirit, of the divine, in whatever way that means for you. And each of us has our own path. So to see that process deepening, to see the King of Art here with us is, for me, really beautiful and very significant. So I want to show you the card a little bit closer. See the King of Art? You know, I'm getting a little shadow because the sun is shifting. I just want to show you that real closely. And Spirit's asking me to ask you to just look into the card and feel the vibration of this moment in which you stand. Having taken the step of the sacred initiate, this person, the king, is here to stand guard and to guide you because you are going deep now. Last month, you were stepping onto your path, and this month you begin to journey with this person, with his energy. Archetypical male energy as a point of impetus is what Spirit is saying. The type of energy that starts an evolutionary process. Okay? So let's see what's here in the center. And look, no surprise, look at that. That's just really a beautiful gift in terms of messaging from Spirit. This is the perfecter of energy. There's the triple spiral, and there's your being. This is the place into which you are traveling. The perfecter of energy in the traditional tarot would be the World card. And so you are stepping onto a process under the tutelage, if you will, of the King of Art toward mystical vision in order to perfect your energy over the course of a year. Okay, this is about 4 seasons. That's what the breastplate indicates. And you have with you all the tools that you need at your disposal, including the sacred bowl of abundance, you know, water, life energy. And I want to point out that, you know, clearly this is about movement on the triple spiral of your own life. And here we see the spiral, the indication of life energy. Spiritual energy, as it is married to the human form, is the message that's coming through, with an indication of your ability to grow into becoming knowledgeable, becoming able to open the portal that is at the crown chakra. And Spirit's talking to me about the pineal gland. So please go and Google that, understand what that means. So the triple spiral here is also, Spirit's telling me, celebrating the root chakra, grounding you into this new place in order to continue your process, stepping on to, okay, Spirit's really telling me a year-long journey. And Spirit is bringing you into this place now in order to be able to become ready for the portals and the shift in energy that is happening in August, because we are having the companion eclipse season. So for those of you that are new or haven't seen the eclipse videos on the playlists on my channel, please go and look at them, because all of the movement in 2017 is related to those things and the energy that came through. And we are about to go through the next phase. We have all been prepared. We are preparing, each in our own way, in such a way, according to Spirit, so that we can begin to resonate with each other energetically in a way that has not been possible. And so here you find yourself, Virgo. It's a really beautiful moment. Let's see what's happening on the human realm. Okay. This is the warrior of knowledge. So, as you step on to the initiation pathway, you do become a warrior, and it is using your knowledge. Spirit's telling me using your wits. You are going to come into the ability to face great obstacles, great beasts, due to your ability to shift and change the way you approach difficulties in your life. And you are going to be given some tasks. Every sacred initiate is given a task. This young man had to go out into the forest, naked from the waist up, no shoes, no armor, to do battle with a wild boar, to collect some things and bring them back in order to give them to the king, because he wanted to be betrothed to the king's daughter. So he was given a sacred test. So it's this kind of a story. And what Spirit's telling me is, it's not about the exact story of the card, but the illustration is here to prompt me to speak to you about your pathway as an initiate, and to put you on notice, and to help you understand that the things you experience, the challenges that you must face from deep within your reserve of knowledge, as your knowledge deepens and grows about your own set point as an energetic being, your capacity will increase, your confidence will increase, and you will be able to face these situations and come away victorious without any harm coming to you, without a battle in a literal sense, because your knowledge is going to continue to weave itself together with Spirit to give you abilities that you have not experienced before in your life. And it's interesting, if you have an interest, you could look back at the first video that I published in January. Virgo was the first sign for whom I did a reading. And the progression has been very intense, and part of it has been about coming into your own power in your life, so that the external factors of life do not, Spirit's telling me, blow you around like a feather or like a leaf in the wind. So Spirit's telling me there's a different set point in this way. There's a strength here. It's grounded. This person prevails, even though what's happening in the scenario in which they are in, the test that he is meeting, would seem impossible. He achieves it rather easily. Okay? So that Spirit wants me to talk to you about the achievement of this place as you enter deeper in this way. Spirit says, don't forget where you came from and where you're standing now in terms of your power. Okay, so this is the courtship of art. Spirit's telling me it has to do with this. This is about archetypical male and female energy, and being able to join with yourself and with Spirit in order to experience growth in this way. Again, remember, you're on the path of the initiate. There are going to be tests. There are going to be challenges on the inside of your being. As you go forward, you are going to become aware of yourself in a very acute way, and that process is going to take time. It is what is going to help you perfect your energy, and you are being accompanied in this beautiful way. Just as this person had obstacles to overcome, these two people had obstacles to overcome. So what's coming through from Spirit is, there is your personal growth as it relates to you, to yourself, to your being, to your inner landscape, and your spiritual strength, and your belief and commitment as an initiate. And then there is the relationship, the courtship of art, into which you enter with Spirit, with your passion, knowing that shift and change and new growth is going to occur. When you are able to join your energy with Spirit in this way, those things that seek to stand in the way of that union are going to be encapsulated, so they no longer affect your shift, your change, your growth, your desire to go forward, and Spirit's telling me your devotion. to the spirit aspect of your life here on this planet, that is where these tests and these challenges are leading you. As you move through them, there is an enormous amount of knowledge that's going to come through to you and become solidified, so that when you take this step, you will not have an obstacle when you marry yourself to divine source energy and knowledge. That's what the message is. Sorry, it took a moment for that to come through. All right. So, this is beautiful. Spirit, Spirit is talking to me a lot about the reading that happened in January. So I think I'm just going to advise you to go back and look at that video. This woman is a healer. She is the woman of knowledge. Let me show you the card. You see that? Do you see the stone out of which grow herbs and flowers, and she's picking them? Do you see her? There's a very notable story as it reads. Sorry. I'm getting something from Spirit. Okay, so it's a notable story as it relates to the path you have been walking. So this woman has the midnight blue garments of the divine source energy. She is in this world, but she is of the veil. She is of the other world, the divine mystical world. And so the chatter that's coming through, Virgo, is that this is how you walk the earth in this way. And you are on a process now that is going to align you in this way. Spirit's telling me, this is Virgo. This is a representation of Virgo. And if you know anything about astrology, you know what I'm talking about. The other thing that is very significant is this is a gravestone. That's why Spirit's telling me to remind you to go look at the reading for January. This woman is picking these sacred healing flowers and herbs, literally from a gravestone. And they grow up out of the bones of someone who passed away. And if you've seen that video for January, you know that right at the center there was a death, a very intense moment. And so you have come across now, I'm being corrected. Spirit is saying, over this next year, you are going to come very deeply into this aspect of yourself. Because that is where you are meant to be. That is how you reside as you walk through this human walk. All right? See that? So this woman had, the blonde hair, it's figuratively speaking, she has light surrounding her head. She has the ability to create, shift and change and healing in her life in general, and very much so out of that which has passed away. And Virgo, when we think about you walking through the fields at the end of summer and harvesting, etc., that's what Spirit wants me to talk with you about. You are harvesting through this initiation process that is taking you through this next year of your life. I believe when this eclipse comes next month, you're going to step through. So, to me, this is a little bit of a prophecy. Spirit is telling the story of where you've been, how it affected you, and how it is helping you deepen your... The word that's coming through is inhabiting. That you will be inhabiting yourself, the energy of Virgo, in a way that is deeper than you've been able to experience before in your human walk in this lifetime. Look at that. That card, I'm pretty sure, was in the exact placement last month. So, as the bridge card, taking you from this moment through the month of July, as you move deeper into yourself, the knowing of yourself. You know what? Spirit wants me to hold this up again. Do you see the look on her face? She has single-minded focus. She's calm. She's really 100% in herself. And she is able to focus on that which she is creating, given the gifts that are available to her here on the earth. Spirit keeps nudging me about this card. So, from this place, when you come into yourself in this way, again, because you are on this initiatory journey, Spirit is just reminding you, you have this foundation. It is deepening. It is you, your energy. Spirit's telling me this and this are a reflection of the same thing. Okay, for you this month, that's what I'm being nudged for. This is about standing with the wisdom of the ancients and coming into this very significant foundation of knowledge. And again, you see this beautiful young woman. Both of these things. It's about, again, archetypical energy. And so she is standing here. This is a fertile moment in your life, Virgo. That is why the World card, the Perfecter of Energy, is here, letting you know that you are continuing this process that is going to take some time. And as you go through this process, this is the foundation on which you rest, because you come here. You come into yourself. And as you are in yourself, you stand here. That's what Spirit wants me to tell you. It's just interesting, isn't it? And Spirit's talking to me about her hair. So, I already spoke a little bit about her hair. Let's look at this young woman's hair. Do you see how she stands across the divide, out in the universe, in the mystical realm, in this place of purity? Deep. Do you remember the woman from January? Do you remember how deep she was? Spirit's telling me, here's where she has arrived. This is her new foundation. Please go watch that video. I'm just getting a lot of chatter about it from Spirit. Do you see how her hands are raised up? Spirit says this is a reflection of that woman in January. And where she has grown. Stepped, that's the word. Where she has stepped into in that moment. And the journey that's been taking place since then. Okay? Here on this planet, filled with light, having come across. Part of you residing in the mystical realm. And there you are. Okay? Dark hair. Still female energy. Fertile moments. Having to do with your relationship with the mystics. Okay? There's so much. The Spirit is just chattering. There's like an unending stream of commentary going on in the background. So forgive me if I hesitate. Let's see what's there. There we go. Okay, so, wow. You know, this is really beautiful. So, the message that's coming through in a very steady stream in the background is about the way in which you inhabit yourself. And it has to do with this, of course. Spirit wants me to show you this. This line. Let me see if I can scroll in on that. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to give it a try. Okay, it's not going to do what I want it to do. So, Spirit's telling me to move this card here to demonstrate to you the photograph, Spirit says, of how you inhabit yourself in all of these ways. Okay? So here you are on the earth, literally walking, you know, in the aspects described by all the astrologers. Here's the representation of you in the place where you reside at the bridge. Two pictures of the same thing, Spirit says. And if we look at her face, we understand. That's what Spirit is telling me. All right? And then on the spiritual realm, there you are. Virgo, you're going to feel this. And this person is lying in a sacred dream portal chamber, very activated at the third eye and the heart chakra, with growth, laying in this beautiful green fronds, but deep across the universe. Spirit says it's a 1, 2, 3. That's interesting. All right. So this is how it looks to others. This is how it feels to you on some level to walk here in this plane. You are going to have this experience where you feel this. You're feeling yourself in both places at once. That's what Spirit's telling me. You're going to really begin to feel it. And the depth of this on the spirit realm, this is how it feels. And what's interesting to me is there is both male and female energy here. I'm going to put some of these down. Sorry, it's too hard to hold them all up at once. But look at that. That's, you know, I think you're going to have some experiences as you walk through your day-to-day life. When you have the knowledge that you are walking this deep, in this way, as a spirit being in a human body, standing with the wisdom of the ancients, you are going to feel yourself reflected above as you walk through your day-to-day life. And you may need to have some quiet time this month, Virgo. Very deeply quiet. Spirit's talking to me about the crickets and the deep summer when the heartbeat of the earth creates a drumbeat. And we see it here in these fronds, and we see it here in the way this person lies. It's really interesting. And Spirit says, look at this. Okay? You see those two? Both male energy, both sacred vision, both activated at the heart chakra. That's why this is guiding you, because it is where you are literally going. You're going to begin to have these experiences, and you are growing into this capacity over the next year of your life. That's what Spirit is telling me. You see? At first you take the step, joined with the wisdom of the ancients, you begin to transform in your own way. Okay, so let's see what's here. Look at that. Alright, so that is about shape-shifting. This is the elopement of knowledge. So it's interesting. We have here the warrior of knowledge, the woman of knowledge, the foundation of knowledge, and the elopement of knowledge. So very definitely this is about shift and change in all the ways in which I've been speaking. This card also indicates the potential for some overwhelm and some fear. This is a very intense process. You may feel some anxiety. You may be afraid. It's also a story about a young lad who was given a task to sit and mind the sacred cauldron. There was a goddess who had a son, and she was making a sacred brew in order to give her son a great degree of knowledge. She found a lad to sit and mind the fire, because this had to simmer for a year and a day. That's interesting. Look, and it's right above here. This will simmer for a year and a day. And in that time, you are going to experience shift and change and movement. And this knowledge is going to elope with you, into you, as you become that which you are meant to be. That's the phrase from Spirit. So, you know, the story that goes behind this is about how this boiled over. And in a moment before this year and a day elapsed, the young lad that was tending the fire, somehow this boiled over. The cauldron boiled over. He reached out, and some droplets splashed onto his hand. It was boiling hot, of course, and so he thrust his fingers into his mouth. And in that moment, he imbibed all the knowledge. Okay? It was very shocking. So, he began to run away. He was afraid the goddess who had made the brew was going to be mad at him. And every time he shape-shifted to hide from her, she just did the same thing, and she found him. And so, in the end of the story, he transforms into a very well-known, very respected poet, a wisdom holder, who held all the knowledge of the tribe, passed down in an oral tradition. And what's interesting to me about this card and this placement is that it's sitting here. And again, if you haven't seen last month, I'm sorry to give you so much homework, but go watch last month. So here we have the perfecter of energy. And this process, describing this process that you are going through, and how this knowledge is going to carry you away deeply into yourself through this process. When you go deep, there's going to be some letting go that has to happen, and you may feel some anxiety because it will change you. You will feel a shift and change in your being and how you walk. And what Spirit is telling me is how your vision will change, how it feels to look outward from your physical body as a spirit being. You are going to come into that ability. And so how you walk here on the planet is going to shift and change. That's part of this message here today. Let's see what's here. There we go. Okay. So, that is, pardon me, a major arcana card. It is the empowerer of will. In the traditional tarot, this is the strength card. And I want to speak with you. Spirit wants me to talk to you about a couple of things. That is your soul. That is the representation of the soul. In the ancient Celtic tribes, there was a belief that the soul resided in the head. And so anytime there was battle, the heads of fallen warriors were brought home. They didn't leave people on the battlefield. Okay? It was not, it was an attempt to bring the soul forward. The other thing that's interesting about this, you see the hair? When there was a battle, there was a hare that was brought to the battleground in a basket. And when the armies stood aligned before the battle began, they would loose the hare and see how it ran across the field. And they would use it as a divinatory tool to see what the outcome was going to be and how the battle was going to be shaped and fought and won. And so this is the sacred goddess of victory. She has this, the sword, which is unbeatable. This is the strength card. You are coming into your strength. It is going to be a process. There is going to be challenge. That's part of being a spiritual warrior and a spiritual initiate. But this is the outcome of this phase of your spiritual journey. So if you feel some anxiety, if you come into some knowledge of yourself or a sudden piece of awareness about what it is to be a spirit being walking in a human body, Spirit is telling me, just understand this is part of your healing process. It is returning you to your strength. And in those moments, don't resist it. Just know that it's all okay, that you are being accompanied. And give yourself some time to have quiet. And remind yourself that where you are standing, as you cross from the human aspect of your initiation journey into the realm of the sacred warrior, this is your human journey. And while you reside here, walking through your days, this is what is going on deep across the divide, because you stand with this new foundation, perfecting your energy. It's a beautiful story, Virgo. I want to see what the outcome is. Look. Okay. So last month, in the center of your reading, we had the initiate. Here. Okay? And that initiate was being given, was just about to receive the sacred amulet and to make the commitment to the warrior's road, is what Spirit is saying to me. And this is the woman of battle. Do you see what she has? in that card of the initiate, go and look. That person was being given what she now has around her neck. And again, that was sacred male energy. This is sacred female energy. Okay? The impetus for that movement began last month. Spirit's correcting me. It began in the beginning of the year. The step to become a spiritual warrior, the commitment, was formalized last month. And here you are, and you have your amulet on. And this is a fertile moment. You are possessing your personal power. Do you see this? The Strength card? Spirit wants you to be really clear, wants me to be very clear with you about this. Okay? So, there is profound shift and change coming this month. If you do have time to take walks out in nature and experience yourself in these ways, please do it. There is something very sacred, of course, about your energy as a Virgo and how you relate to nature. And all the capacities that you have, they are developing. That is your sacred warrior pathway. It is perfectly in line with the aspects of energy that you carry, and those things are being perfected now. And you stand in this way, transformed, present with your passion and your ability. Your magic hangs around your neck. Your personal power is firmly in your grasp. And you are looking toward your destiny. That's what Spirit is telling me. And you are awaiting the next step. And you know with a clarity that you are ready. It's a beautiful story, Virgo. I'm going to pick from the bag of runes for you. Because of the depth. And, you know, it's really quiet here this afternoon. Very quiet energy. The crickets are not chirping. The birds are very quiet. There's just something serene about this moment. So Spirit, please give us any messages for Virgo. Stepping in a little bit deeper toward the perfection of energy. Having taken up the amulet of the spiritual warrior. And coming into the fertility of their own moment of growth. Okay, sorry. I picked the rune and dropped it right on the floor. This is really beautiful. Let me show this to you. You see that? That's gorgeous. This is the rune of fertility. It is about new beginnings. And Ing, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the hero god. Okay? Spirit says do this. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. I hadn't even really noticed. You know, just this line, Virgo, look. Really beautiful. Just see how Spirit is saying she is of the same realm now. And you see how she's youthful? This is very clearly a mature adult person in a sense, and this is youthful. It is a fertile moment. It is a new beginning because of the perfection of this energy. Spirit wants me to just, let me see if I can just pull that over in its own little spot. Okay, so this rune is akin to the moon, the intuitive part of our nature, with its urge toward harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of relationships. It embodies the need to share, the yearning to search after similarities. The completion of beginnings is what this rune requires. Drawing this rune may mark a time of joyful deliverance, a new life, a new path. A rune of great power, receiving it means that you now have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which comes a new beginning. Above all, completion is crucial here. It may be timely that you complete some project now, and if so, make it your first priority. Perhaps a difficult state of mind can be clarified or resolved. The appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. All things change, and we cannot live permanently amid obstructions. This signals your emergence from a closed chrysalis state. Wow. As you resolve and clear away the old, you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty. You may be required to free yourself from an old habit, from a rut, from a relationship, from some deep cultural or behavioral pattern, some activity that was quite proper to the self you are leaving behind. The time of birth is always a critical one. Movement can involve leading yourself out of danger. The time has come to enter the delivery room. This is one of the cycle rooms, and it counsels preparation, being centered and grounded, freeing yourself from all unwanted influences, and seeing the humor. You are indeed prepared to open to the will of heaven and await your deliverance with calm certainty. Wow, Virgo. You know, this is really profound. Very deep, very beautiful. There's stillness. And it's really interesting that it's talking about rebirth and shift and change and movement and delivery into a new way of being. And you know, on some level, while this is not the death card, this is about death and rebirth. And it is about rebirth in such a way that the death that occurred has brought forth from its own occurrence that which is needed in order to heal. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. Virgo, I am just going to be, obviously, as a fellow Virgo, I'm going to be walking with you, and I am feeling this energy. I am going to continue my journey to go very deep over this next month or so as I settle in to my new domicile, and I will be looking forward to hearing from you. I'm sending all of my love. I'm giving you my faith and trust. I know you can do it, Virgo. I know you're ready because I feel it inside of me. This is a beautiful, quiet place. Please do everything you can to enjoy the summer. And Spirit keeps talking to me about out in nature. Go out of the house into nature and be with yourself in these ways. Experience yourself in this place. Okay? Thank you, Virgo. I'll look forward to speaking with you in August. Have a lovely July.